Hi, everyone. Good morning. It is Saturday, June 7th, 2025. Welcome to the PoliticAL update with me, Alexandra Acker-Lyons. I watch the political news so you don't have to, although I have a feeling some people did watch some political news this week. We'll get to that. Um, I try to record these on Fridays. Sometimes life gets in the way, but I hope that your weekend is off to a great start. Couple of announcements. So, Women Count, which is a donation platform for pro choice women candidates, it is primarily a kind of grassroots fundraising platform. Electing Women Alliance uses it. We have partnered with Social Goods and influencer Katie Gaspard on some amazing merch with the now infamous AOC quote, "I will not yield to disrespectful men." I was waiting for someone to make merch with this, and then Social Goods, founded by two amazing women who I got to know over the summer, came to us and said, "Oh my gosh, we want to do stuff." And so go to social-goods.com and order some t-shirts, some hats, some stickers, all the fun things. And some of the proceeds will go to helping elect more women to office at all levels of the ballot. So again, it is Social Goods and Katie Gaspard, social-goods.com. Also, it is June. Happy Pride. I hope that everyone is out and about. My sister lives in Washington, D.C., which is hosting World Pride this weekend, and she lives kind of right in the center of the neighborhood in DC. So she's going to be out and about. It's really good people watching and really fun. And in this time when our LGBTQ friends are under attack, I hope that everyone goes out, celebrates Pride, and just defends our sisters, brothers, and everyone non-binary, everyone out there celebrating who they are and love. Okay, let's get to the news of the week. The Musk mega meltdown. So you can go online and find timelines of all of this. CNN, the New York Post, a whole bunch of people have different timelines of the breakup, as we're calling it. One of my favorite tweets this week said, "I hope Taylor Swift writes a song about this breakup." And I actually logged back into Twitter on Wednesday because it was just too good. I was seeing things reposted on Blue Sky and Instagram. And I said, okay, I got to go to the OG source. And it did not disappoint. So as you have probably seen and heard, Elon Musk criticized the big, beautiful bill. Donald Trump did not like that. He said Elon's only criticizing it because we took away his EV credits. Spiral, spiral, spiral. Elon accuses Donald Trump of being in the Epstein files, which is why they didn't release them. Donald Trump accuses Elon of having a drug problem, which he clearly does. There are rumors that Stephen Miller, Katie Miller, and Elon Musk are in a throuple, and Katie Miller is now going off with Elon Musk, maybe to have one of his many babies. It is just too much fun. So even if they make up eventually, even if Elon Musk continues to, fund Republican candidates, watching this brought me joy. And we need to take all the joy we can get in this moment. So if you did not pay attention to social media, there were just some really funny posts about all of this. I also just want to say, Democrats, no, we do not want Elon Musk's white supremacist, crazy, dirty money. Ro Khanna and others have said, let's go maybe make friends with Elon. No, full stop, no. Okay, in other news, not a ton of candidate news this week. In Florida, former Republican Congressman David Jolly, I assume that's how you pronounce his last name, announced that he's going to run as an independent, which if he starts to get any traction, could potentially make this race interesting. Republicans have kind of coalesced around Brian McDonald's, putting an end to the DeSantis empire, where Ron DeSantis thought that his wife Casey could potentially replace him. So we'll see what happens there. Florida's still hard. In Iowa, you may have seen that Senator Joni Ernst was in a town hall, and someone was asking her about the Medicaid cuts and said, people are going to die because of this. And she said, well, we're all going to die. And former congressional candidate J.D. Slotin, who has had really good performances in Iowa, running in very competitive races, said he's going to run for Senate. He was already thinking about it, but after all of this, Joni Ernst tried to kind of make an apology video, which she filmed in a cemetery. Attention, Joni Ernst communications staff, you need to get another job. The Cook Report moved it from solid Republican to likely Republican just based off of her kind of like meltdown over all of this. So we'll see what happens. Iowa is a state that voted for Democrats not that long ago. Potentially we can get some of those folks back. In addition to these updates, I put out occasional memos called Where to Give Now, where I have giving recommendations for donors, and I will create slates of candidates or kind of highlight a specific race. I am partnering with Oath, which is a giving platform, to create a slate of House incumbents. I will put that in the notes. If you just go to Oath, it's going to be pretty hard to find. But there are 11 incumbents that I'm recommending people give to. There are a couple of incumbents in some pretty tough districts who I'm not recommending based on some bad votes, some issue stances, etc. These are the 11 who I think people should give to now. It doesn't mean you shouldn't also give to some of those candidates in particular if you are from that state or et cetera, et cetera. So I'll put that in the notes. June 30th is the FEC deadline, the quarterly deadline. That's kind of why we're not seeing a lot of candidate announcements right now. I think we'll see a ton in early July, but you want to be able to show a really good fundraising quarter. And so most people don't announce in the last month of the quarter so that they can put up a really good fundraising number for those reports. And then obviously this is related to expanding the map. We will have another census in 2030 and redistricting leading into the 2032 elections, and the blue wall of Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Minnesota being like a purplish blue state, will not be enough. Where those states are losing population, states like Texas and Florida are gaining population, along with Arizona, Georgia, just southern and southwest states in general. So we have to be able to compete in those places. The 7 battleground states are not enough. We have to be looking at Alaska, Missouri, South Carolina, Ohio, Kansas, Mississippi. And I'll continue to talk more about that. And then finally, 2028 has kicked off. We have seen some potential Democratic presidential candidates start to go to some of the early states, with Governor Tim Walz and Governor Wes Moore of Maryland heading to South Carolina last weekend. Pete Buttigieg has gone to Iowa. So we'll keep talking more about that. This like shadow primary in the background, I think is good. The more Democrats we have out there talking to people, the better. But we need to keep our eye focused on 2025, all of the races happening this year, and obviously 2026. But as people keep doing important newsy things, we'll keep talking about them. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll talk next week. Bye.